From the BBC, twerking police officer sacked for groping colleagues at a party, by Chris Dearden. Now listen, before you say anything, I think it's time for equality, right? There's far too much hypocrisy in the world. Men and women are equal now, so they should be treated as such. What does she look like anyway? PC Pritchard, whoa, hang on. Is that her? All right, sign me up for some serial groping, please. Right then, obviously, because I'm not a total fanny, I'm going to disagree with many on the right regarding this story. I have mentioned this on some live streams before, but essentially, I've got no time for this modern namby-pamby idea that men and women are exactly the same. Therefore, if a woman, does a bit of twerking and sort of rubs her split kippers up against your face or something, that, somebody needs to go to prison for it or all of that bollocks. They don't. I'm totally at odds with the millennial types and the Gen Z kids who think that everyone's identical and they should be treated as such. I'm almost certain that this bird shouldn't have got sacked on account of the fact she was probably twerking on blokes, and I'm sorry. Women have to give evidence behind a screen when it's been like a serious assault or something, sort of spare them from having to face their accuser. Well, if this bird approached me at an office party and started drunkenly shaking her piss flaps 2 inches away from my face, I'd have to give evidence behind a screen as well, and it'd be to hide the 2-foot grin across my face. Here she is, Pamela Pritchard. Her teeth are far too good for her to be English. She's got to be where's she from originally? Pamela Pritchard was thrusting a hand into a male colleague's groin and then sat on his knee and kissed him. The poor bastard. The poor bastard, after drinking at a leaving do at Caneffron Rugby Club, Gwynedd, in March 2024. Okay, so she's Welsh. Yeah, she's got bee-stung lips, good skin, and all her own teeth. I knew she wasn't from Middlesbrough. The North Wales police officer also grabbed a female colleague's breasts after twerking on the dance floor and later tried to kiss a senior colleague. The panel at a misconduct hearing in Colwyn Bay, Conwy, found all the allegations against her were proven and that she had breached the force's standards of behaviour. PC Pritchard, who joined North Wales Police as a trainee in 2023, admitted her drunken behaviour was inappropriate, but denied it was gross misconduct. Well, we agree on that, love. Unfortunately, you're the wrong colour to get treated with kid gloves in this day and age. She previously told the hearing she was mortified at seeing footage of herself on CCTV and remembered little of what happened at the party on 29th of March 2024. Yeah, we've all been there. Oh yeah, before I forget, I promised I'd do another ad. So quick, watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that I don't sell much stuff, do I? I'd only sell you a product if it was useful. And frankly, it's about time I did, because you know what? You lot need some exercise, don't you? The UK's a sewer, everything's on fire, and you know what's coming. So I suggest you start doing a bit more cardio. This marvellous bit of kit is the Yeasol T3S plus 10% auto incline treadmill. Just like a posh one in your local gym, it has a 10% auto incline to really get a nice burn in your calves. The 21.5-inch FHD screen is full 1080p, really sharp. It's the second piece of equipment I've got off Yeasol, and I still use them both regularly. Best of all, if you're British, it folds up in seconds and frees up space, which is very useful if you're unlucky enough to live in the south of England and you pay £2 a month to basically live in a cupboard. The Yeasol TS3 Plus treadmill is compact, foldable, and fits perfectly in your living room without cluttering up any space. I love mine, it's an excellent bit of kit, and unfortunately, I can't give you the same clear skin, good teeth, and handsome, boyish good looks, but I can help you work on your saggy, baggy physique. So get to it. And if you use my exclusive discount code AngryBootneck2025, you get 100 off. So treat yourself and enjoy some fun cardio with Yeasol. Clothes are optional. Did I mention that? We've all been there. It's terrible. And I genuinely feel sorry for this bird. There's no need for me to read you any more of it. Basically, she didn't do anything seriously wrong at all. She got pissed and was a bit overly flirtatious. Grabbed a bloke's chopper through his clothes, apparently, and then he cried about it because he's a modern copper. So obviously he's a soy boy. What's the point of this video? I hear you're asking me. Well, I'll get to it. We've all seen bollocks like this on social media, haven't we? Asking guys for sex, social experiment. All of these social experiments, usually where fit women approach men and overtly pester them for a bit of how's your father in public, and then all of the kids cry about it and say, oh, isn't it hypocritical? Listen, and I know I'm going to be disagreeing with some of you in here. It's a race to the bottom if we start treating men and women identically, like a communist. We aren't identical. Men and women are not identical. And in the old days, when the world made sense, that was why we treated them differently. A man marching up to a bird whilst pissed and then sticking his fist down the front of her knickers is 10 times more egregious than a woman attempting to do the same because, shock horror, blokes are far more strong and powerful than women. We're a sexually dimorphic species, and men can easily defend themselves from the aggression of a woman who is pretending to be a galloping nymphomaniac. Because, alas, lads, in real life, this doesn't happen. Again, pointless social experiments. I've seen tons of them like this. Ooh, why is it okay for a woman to pester a man for sex in front of loads of people at a mall and everybody just laughs? Well, because they probably know that it's a social experiment, because this doesn't happen in real life, does it? So alas, poor old Pamela there, just a young lass enjoying herself, has been thrown on the scrap heap. I guarantee if she was a Pakistani man and she'd been groping people, they wouldn't have threw him off the force. There's been a few stories in the last few years with these slightly dusky gentlemen, coppers, getting up to all sorts of dodgy stuff, and they don't seem to get instantly thrown off the force. So I'd suggest, A, we stop trying to treat women and men identically in all situations, and instead use a little bit of common sense per individual instance, and B, maybe if Pamela was a few shades darker and didn't have those nice blonde locks there, she wouldn't have got treated the exact same way. Would she now? I think Miss Pritchard would definitely not have got sacked if she was called Mrs. Khan. It's not just my opinion, though, is it? I brought some receipts. I'm sure you all remember the case of the Greater Manchester police officer, Samir Khan, who admitted to accessing police systems without authority, but was allowed to keep his job following a misconduct hearing in August. He admitted to accessing police systems without authority, but said it was out of an urgent and genuine concern for his family. Despite the finding of gross misconduct, PC Khan was not dismissed. The decision raised concerns as the officer was found to have committed offences under the Computer Misuse Act, but investigators did not pursue criminal charges. So there you go. How many times have I told you? How many times have I told you? There's no such thing as white privilege. There's brown privilege. There's bent copper called Mr. Khan getting let off with being a bent copper because he's called Mr. Khan, but poor old PC Pritchard has been tossed on the scrap heap because she's just a little bit too white and pretty, and therefore she's the privileged one, apparently. So yeah, there we go. I think I've made my case. Don't treat women like men, don't treat men like women, and please be aware of the fact that if you're unfortunate enough to be blonde, white and attractive, you are a second-class citizen as the British government panders to the followers of the desert god as they lord it over you. That explains the 250,000 children who got tortured while the coppers and the government turned a blind eye. That explains why they can do 150 in the 30 zone and get a telling off for it. And that explains why you get sent to prison for 4 years if you're a little bit impolite, like Mr. Sam Mellier was. But bent coppers called Khan can do as they please. It's a great time to be alive in two-tier Kia's Britain, isn't it? That's me for the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Toodle pip. Cheers.